Hi guys, JJ here. So I'm going to draw my life, Epilepsy Edition. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I guess it kind of does. Moving on. Summer. I totally spelled summer wrong. Summer 2003 GV Field Hockey Camp. Did I spell field wrong? I also spelled field wrong. Dyslexia. So my friends and I were in line to do some drills at field hockey camp. And there I am with my super cool ponytail. I wore a ponytail a lot. I don't know why. And there we are with our field hockey sticks. I know they don't look like field hockey sticks, but I'm a terrible artist. Bear with me. It was my turn to go, and I had a seizure. I'm going to be super matter of fact about it. There I am, on the ground, unconscious. Excuse the moving of position, because I didn't know if you could see the word seizure, so I'm kind of spazzy. There's one of my friends freaking out, and there is the camp counselor who was holding my head. You can't really tell she was holding my head, but anyway, they called an ambulance. That's why it said Wii U. When the ambulance got there, there was a male EMT. I don't know why he's wearing a dress. I guess alternative lifestyle. He started to ask me a bunch of questions. And it's not that I couldn't answer them, but I knew the answers. I couldn't talk. So all I could do was make noises. And I started to cry and laugh at the same time. It was confusing. So I was taken to Georgetown Hospital and brought back and forth between 3 wards. The neurology ward, the heart ward, I don't know what you call it, and children's hospital. My dad was the first one to go, and he's the one that took me to all the wards. My dad has a mustache. It's a lot cooler than I drew it out to be. There I am with my dad. All I wanted to do was go home, and my dad would constantly say, "We'll go home soon," but we never went home. I was crying too. I had a headache, I felt nauseous, you'd be crying also, if you were in my position. Also, I was scared, so that's the thing. 4 days, 1 EKG, and 2 EEGs, 1 CAT scan later, I was taken back to the heart doctor. My mom was there, and so was my dad. Perfect family. My sister's missing. That's the doctor. I don't know why he's green. I felt like it. Anyway, he told me that it was long QT and I wasn't allowed to play any sports. I was really upset about it because I was pretty active with sports and all fun things of that nature. And that's a hockey stick. And I wasn't allowed to do that anymore. So I cried a lot again. But it was okay because it was for my health and I got over it. Because no sports meant no gym class. So you gotta look on the bright side of things. Fast forward to fall 2003, 5th grade. While in gym class, while all my friends would be talking and having fun laughing, they weren't laughing at me. I would sit by this tree, because we would have gym class outside, and, contemplate life, come up with philosophical questions, or do my homework. Usually do my homework. I was seizure-free for 4 months. That was June to wherever June is. So I was finally able to do gym, though I don't know why I was so excited about that. One day, the gym teacher was talking to all of us and giving out our teams because we were going to play soccer, and I love soccer, and I was actually pretty good at it. And there I am. And I started to feel really weird. I started to think that to myself, but I didn't tell anybody. And I started getting confused, and I couldn't remember what team I was on, so I told him that. And then suddenly our gym teacher turned into Mr. Angry Gills and yelled at me because I wasn't listening, and my entire class laughed at me. 10 minutes later, he felt pretty bad because I had a seizure. Of course, we have the person freaking out over there and the ambulance on its way. Wee-oo, wee-oo. At the heart doctor, I had a seizure on a Thursday, went to the heart doctor the next day, and I went with my dad. There he is, the doctor. Told me that I should go see a brain doctor. I had to redraw him. That would be a neurologist. I don't know what a heart doctor is. Cardiologist? So I went to the brain doctor the Saturday early in the morning because that was the appointment that my dad could get because we wanted to know what was wrong as soon as possible. He told me it was epilepsy. I didn't know what epilepsy was at all. I knew it was something. My parents sure as heck didn't know what epilepsy was, so they started to do a bunch of research and became super overprotective. They wouldn't let me do what anyone else could do, and my dad was constantly asking me if I took my medicine, which was annoying. Because I wasn't being treated like everyone else, I started to feel really lonely. Monday came around, and I had to go to school. I found out that they had an assembly on Friday in my honor where they talked about seizures and stuff. I initially noticed a difference in the way people were treating me, which kind of hurt. I would say hi to people and they would ignore me. Well, that wasn't exactly weird. People ignored me a lot anyway. But they would ignore me more. What really hurt, though, was my friends. They weren't ignoring me, but after my incident, I felt like my seizure was all they wanted to talk about, which was sad for me because I didn't want to talk about it a lot. After it got out that I had epilepsy, I started to be bullied. Let's call him Evil Bully Bob. He would tell people not to touch me because they could catch the epilepsy. I think the worst was that people would laugh, and I think the worst thing he ever did was pretend to have a seizure. I started to have more seizures, which meant, oh, sorry about my arm. I started to have more seizures throughout the year, repeating myself. Again, arm. So I was put on more medicine, and I had more lethargy. So it was a lot more tired all the time. I got bullied more, and my parents became more overprotective. I felt really lonely. From ages 11 to 12, I didn't have any seizures, which means I got to be taken off my medicine. I was really happy, and I had a different hairdo. I was free from epilepsy, and I wasn't different anymore. August 2006, NYU move-in day, my sister went there. We were in her dorm room unpacking for her. I looked like a big nerd when I was 13, leave me alone. I started to feel funny. And I hadn't really slept the night before, so I thought I was tired, so we went to the hotel so I could take a nap, and I had a seizure. So that was fun. 95% chance I would never have a seizure again, and I had a seizure. I was put back on my meds, and me and my nerdy self were sad and lonely again. I was then seizure-free from 2007 to 2008, which was really excited, but I didn't want to get taken off my medicine because I was going to boarding school. Sophomore year, January 2009, I was at swim practice, and I was doing my laps. That's me lapping. And I started to feel weird, so I got out of the pool. Went to the bathroom. When I came back, I had a seizure. My hair was different. I had emo bangs. Leave me alone. March 2009, spring break, I was in the kitchen with my sister, and guess what? Yup, I had a seizure. And I stopped breathing, but I breathed again. At the end of spring break, I was on my way back to school on an airplane, and we were taxiing to the runway. Look at all the beautiful people on the airplane. When the lady next to me started freaking out, and you know why she was freaking out? Because I was having a seizure, and I got a week off of school, extra week off of school, but people talked about my seizure on the airplane. It got around. Because I had more seizures, I couldn't have a license. I couldn't swim, and I was lonely. Why am I smiling? I need to be sad. Emo bangs. There I am, very sad. So I wasn't allowed to do sports, and I thought that this meant I couldn't do lighting for the spring show, and I was really sad because I wanted to be a lighting designer. And then I had an epiphany. I decided that epilepsy was not going to define me. And that's apparently important. It will not tell me, and I will do what I want. Okay, I can read. I've been seizure free for 5 months now. And epilepsy neither defines me nor rules my life. Rules, Julia. It's nothing more than lightning in my brain. The end.